Presented by SiriusXM, Olivia Landis and Eric Allen here at the Atlantic Health Jets Training Center. And yes, while it does look like we are inside, folks, it is extremely cold inside the field house, yeah?
We are inside. It just doesn't look like we're inside. We are indeed inside, but it is cold in here.
It's cold.
I do have to repeat a story, though.
No way.
Head coach Todd Bowles was just out here right around our set. He said over the weekend he caught up on some television programming, NCIS, and he asked you if you had ever watched NCIS, and you said?
Well, I have never seen NCIS. I'm not a big
And you're not familiar with it either, right?
I'm not familiar with it. I am not. This is true. I watch Criminal Minds once in a while, but NCIS is not on my radar.
One of the few Americans who would say that here as we get back to work on Monday.
EA watches it apparently a lot, yeah?
Yeah, well, listen.
I could not take that as an EA show. I'm not going to lie.
No, I don't watch it a lot, but I am aware of it.
All right, well, the Jets got back to work today as they prepare for the New England Patriots this week at home at MetLife Stadium. They're coming off of a bye week for some much-needed mental and physical rest. How important was this bye week as they head into Week 12 against the Patriots?
I think, Liv, in my years covering the Jets and the National Football League in general, most teams are always going to say the bye comes at a good time. If you talk to teams, if it comes early, they say it comes at a good time. If it comes in the middle of the season, they say it comes at a good time. But at this point of the season, you're so late, 10 games in, that I think it does give you an opportunity to heal up, because nobody in the National Football League is really healthy at this point of the year. And the Jets specifically, when you think about the quarterback position, this was important for the rookie, Sam Darnold, to get a week of rest.
Sam Darnold, some big news on him today. He was not practicing in today's practice. I know 2 weeks ago he was in a boot and he wasn't practicing. He obviously did not play against the Buffalo Bills 2 weeks ago, but no practice for him today, and Coach Todd Bowles said that he is day to day and week to week. Yeah,
well, he's progressing because, like you mentioned before, last week he was in the boot. And now Sam Darnold is not in the boot. He watched practice today, and he talked to the media following Monday's session, encouraging signs, because he said that I'm jogging a little bit. So all in all, the rookie is progressing, dealing with that strained foot. But at practice today, of course, it was Josh McCown and Davis Webb handling all the reps.
If Sam Darnold is able to play for the remaining 6 games, how valuable can these reps be to a rookie quarterback like him just coming into the league?
I think it's a great question, because that's one thing I talked to Chad Pennington about today. He said that every experience that Sam Darnold is getting right now, whether it's on the field or off the field, it's all valuable. This is his first year in the National Football League. He's just 21 years old. He started 9 games in all. But he's in the meeting rooms. He's soaking up everything. He's watching veteran Josh McCown go through the paces at practice, how he goes about things and orchestrates things, how he leads in terms of tempo, and he's also having those interactions with coaches as well. But I think it was healthy for Darnold, not only in terms of his foot, but for his mind to get away, because it's been a long season. If we go all the way back to the draft and the spring and OTAs, remember, this is his first professional season. So specifically with the bye, I think this is really going to help Sam Darnold. But all these lessons, Liv, very valuable for the rookie quarterback, whether he's taking the snaps or he's watching.
We'll continue to monitor Sam Darnold's progress throughout the rest of the week. But right now, let's hear from him. He actually addressed the media today and talked about his desire to play against the New England Patriots this week.
You know, if I can, I mean, I'd love to be out there. But right now, like I said, I mean, just following the progressions and following the protocol. I mean, so in terms of that, I mean, I think on Wednesday, just talking to Coach Bowles about the injuries, and then you know, just going to continue to do what J-Mel tells me to do.
Obviously, expressing, you know, his want and desire to play this week, but he said he'll leave it up to the coaches, so that will be a coach's decision, depending on his progress. Josh McCown is the runner-up, the second, you know, right. He will so far it looks as though he might be playing this week against the New England Patriots. And 2 weeks ago, when he played against the Buffalo Bills, had a little bit of a rough start, completed 50% of his passes for 2 interceptions. So if he were to start this coming week against the Patriots, what will be expected of him?
Well, offensively, you just want to get some kind of rhythm, and you want to win early downs. As it was the other thing I talked to Chad Pennington about, is that it doesn't matter how you move the football, but you want to have some kind of early success. So no matter who's playing quarterback for the Jets, you want to get off to a faster start. What happened against Buffalo the last time we saw the green and white in action is the Bills dominated that early play. They raced out to a 14-0 lead. They had 186 total yards at the end of the first quarter. The Jets, conversely, had just 1 yard at the end of the first quarter. McCown, again, you would anticipate his performance a couple of weeks ago, you could have pointed to that and said, hey, listen, you can't expect the world because the guy hasn't started a football game in 11 months. But he is a consummate professional. He's a veteran who, if he's called upon, he will be ready for action. I think that's the thing that really bothered the Jets last week to a man. They all said their preparation was good from Wednesday to Friday. It just did not carry over to Sunday. I think it's kind of imperative for the Jets offensively against the New England Patriots with Tom Brady over there on the opposite sideline, for them to get some kind of success so that they can hang their hat on something early in the ball game against the Patriots.
Well, coming off of that Week 11 bye, having 2 weeks to now prepare for the New England Patriots at home, how valuable is that extra preparation time for a guy like Josh McCown?
Well, listen, when you say the extra week of preparation, we have to take into account that the team the Jets are facing this week, they're going to have the same amount of preparation because the New England Patriots are coming off a bye as well. New England, for years, they've been a bend but don't break defense where they will give up yards, but they're opportunistic. They make plays, and then they thrive off Tom Brady in that offense, and it all kind of meshes together. But for McCown, he's probably another guy got a chance to get away. But if he has an opportunity to start again, he will be ready. He will have the troops ready around him. Conversely, if it's Sam Darnold, he's itching to get back out there on the field, and McCown will be right there on the sideline trying to help him out. But offensively, what you really want to see the Jets have this week, I think you want to get off to a fast start, get the crowd involved in the game, and have something successful happen, because right now it's very difficult to move the football if you're facing third and longs. You got to win those early downs here Sunday against the Patriots.
Well, McCown was actually inside the locker room today, and he talked to the media about his plan of attack for the Patriots this week.
You go out and you work as hard as you can in a week, put a good week of preparation together, and then go play the game, as best you can at the highest level. And that message doesn't change, and we've got to go get that done. Obviously, we got a division game this weekend. New England coming in here, and we've got to continue to improve as a group. With everything that we do. I really feel like the preparation, from Wednesday to Friday during the week has been excellent. We've just got to carry it over to the games and find a way to get that done, and that'll be what the next 6 weeks is about.
Veteran Josh McCown, they're talking about his plan of attack for the Patriots this week. It's always good to hear from the veteran quarterback. And now, we mentioned it in last week's show. Yes, we did have a show. I kind of was thinking about the bye. We did have a show last week, and we talked about you can now go onto NFL.com and place your Pro Bowl votes. There are a few names that come to mind. We mentioned them last week, but safety Jamal Adams, wide receiver Andre Roberts, and obviously kicker Jason Myers all come to mind. Go to NFL.com and place your votes there.
NFL.com/Pro Bowl, I believe, and you can vote. You mentioned Jamal Adams.
Yeah.
He's a guy who's really taken that leap in his second season. I believe he has 8 stops behind the line of scrimmage. The Jets move him all over the football field, and you can line him up like an extra safety in the box. Also, he's improved in coverage this year. One thing that reporters asked him about today was Rob Gronkowski had his way with the Jets in their first meeting last year. But in that second meeting, Adams helped the Jets keep Gronkowski off the stat sheet, and that typically doesn't happen for a future Hall of Fame tight end. When I mentioned he's getting better in pass coverage, he's second on this team with 9 pass defenses this year. So he's not only making plays in the offensive backfield, but he's making plays down the field in coverage as well. His eyes have been better. That's something secondary coach Denard Wilson had talked about throughout the offseason and has repeated that refrain throughout the regular season. Adams has been, I mean, we talked about it last week on Practice Today, Liv. If you're going to vote for a Jets MVP right now, you'd be hard-pressed to top Jamal Adams, I think. And then you mentioned Jason Myers, 21 of 23 on his field goal attempts, 39 touchbacks. And then Andre Roberts, I think he doesn't get the credit that is due to him because he's been one of the best returners in the National Football League this season, under the radar signing by Mike McCagnon. And think about McCagnon and the personnel staff that they acquired Myers off of waivers from Seattle on August 21st. But there's the veteran receiver, Andre Roberts, who's done it at a number of stops throughout his career. He's really come in and given the Jets a lift. And if you're looking at the Jets units, defense, offense, special teams has been a big-time bright spot for this team in 2018.
All right, so you can go ahead and place your votes at NFL.com/Pro Bowl. Actually, I think they also have a tab on NFL.com, so you can also go that way. But be sure to place your votes. You still have until December 13th to do that. We mentioned it earlier in the show, but the New England Patriots also came off of a bye this week, so both teams had plenty of time to rest up. Now, one player that is expected to return against the Jets this week is tight end Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah, Gronkowski, listen, when you look at his numbers this season, they're not there where they have been in the past. He's got under 30 receptions on the year. He's missed 3 of the past 4 games. But like you mentioned, Liv, he is expected to be back in the lineup. And I go back to last year, like I was talking about before, Jamal Adams and the Jets, they had trouble containing Gronkowski in that first matchup at MetLife Stadium, but you saw their progress throughout the year, and there's not many times in Gronkowski's NFL career where he's been kept off his stat sheet, but that happened in Week 17 last year. So, for me, from a competitive standpoint, I know those players will be awfully excited to face Rob Gronkowski because in terms of tight ends, you could make the argument that this guy has done it better at that position than anybody in the history of the game. Jamal Adams talked about that today. First, he said, hey, anything special about going against the New England Patriots? He said Tom Brady, but then he was asked about Gronkowski, and he's all about the competition.
Yeah. And last year, actually, safety Jamal Adams kind of made a big deal about matching up against Rob Gronkowski. He was really hard on himself after that first time that they matched up. So that will be very interesting to see this Sunday. But we also have to talk about the Patriots' ground game. You know, Sony Michel, newly drafted this year, as well as James White, have been really making a name for themselves in this ground game for the Patriots this season. Yeah,
the Patriots, Tom Brady, rightfully so, gets a lot of those headlines. Guys won 5 Super Bowls. I believe he's been the MVP of 4 Super Bowls. He's also been a 3-time NFL MVP in terms of the season is concerned. But the Patriots do attack you with balance. And Sony Michel is a guy who's averaging more than 4 yards per carry. And you mentioned James White. That's the thing that stands out to you when you're looking at the Patriots receivers. White, by far and away, has the most receptions on the Patriots in 2018. So you have to account for him coming out of the backfield. There's no doubt about that.
All right, so quickly, right before we go to Coach Bowles inside the locker room, I just want to talk one more time about the Patriots and what they bring to the table. They are an AFC East defending champion, and they're also they are a playoff contender team, and they are extremely close to getting a high bid in the playoffs. So what are some other weapons that the Jets may have to look out for against this New England Patriots team coming for the first time in a MetLife Stadium in 2018?
Well, I mean, we're going to get into the matchup more as the week progresses, but when you look at the AFC East, The Patriots are standing there at the top again with a 7-3 record. But so far this season, Olivia, they're just 2-3 on the road, and that's very unpatriot-like if you look back over the years. But you're right. The Patriots have dominated this division for close to 2 decades now, and big-time favorite to repeat again this year. Miami Dolphins sitting there at 5-5, but they're 2 games out, and they've already lost a game to the Patriots. Meanwhile, the Jets and the Bills, 2 young teams with young quarterbacks, and Josh Allen and Sam Darnold, they're trying to find their way. 3-7 right now. The Patriots, good bet to be back there representing the AFC East in the postseason. But this team is not a juggernaut. When you look at the AFC right now, I think you can make the argument that you could put 3 teams ahead of the Patriots. The Kansas City Chiefs, who are playing Monday Night Football tonight against the LA Rams, prolific offense, maybe the best offensive attack in all of football. They're leading the AFC. Pittsburgh Steelers, they've really found themselves here late in the year. And then the LA Chargers, I know they lost a home game yesterday to the Denver Broncos, but the Patriots are going to have a hard time coming out of the AFC this year.
Well, the Jets definitely have an extremely tough matchup this Sunday. However, now let's go to Coach Todd Bowles, who spoke to the media today about some valuable players that the Patriots have on their team that the Jets are looking forward to matching up against.
No, when he plays, he's grown. Obviously, he's been nicked up a little bit, but he's a great player. I mean, you can't say enough about the guy. He shows it every time he's out there.
Do you see a possible difference when he's not out there for them?
No, other guys just step in and play. You know, they're a well-oiled machine. We understand that they step up and play, and certain guys step in at different times, but we just have to worry about us. We can't really worry about them. We got to worry about what we do and try to do that better. And regardless of who we're playing, we got to execute better.
What have you seen from the Patriots run game?
They're good. I mean, they got Michelle back there, and they got White back there. Obviously, they got good ball carriers, and they both can do a lot of things, so they're tough.
All right, head coach Todd Bowles talking about some valuable players that the Patriots team has coming into MetLife Stadium this week. This is the final stretch for the New York Jets. 6 games left. Where they take it from here?
This is a tough schedule. You look at it, you host the New England Patriots, then the following week you go to Tennessee and face a Titans team who a couple weeks ago really took it to the aforementioned New England Patriots. Then you play that rematch game against the Buffalo Bills, and we saw what happened a couple weeks ago at MetLife Stadium. So the Bills have endured their struggles this season, but that's a good defensive football team, and they still have Shady McCoy in the backfield. But that might be the game where we finally get to see Josh Allen and Sam Darnold go toe-to-toe for the first time in their NFL careers. Then you got a couple home games. The Houston Texans are coming to town, followed by the Green Bay Packers, and then you follow it up with a game at New England to close the year. So, Liv, big-time challenge for the Jets defense down the stretch because you're talking about Hall of Fame quarterbacks 3 times. You got Brady twice, you got Aaron Rodgers once, and you got some good defensive football teams with the Buffalo Bills, the Tennessee Titans, and the Houston Texans. They can get after you as well, and Deshaun Watson's playing at a high level. After losing 3 games to start the year, the Texans have won 7 straight games. So, yeah, this schedule, all these teams are going to challenge you.
Jets, Patriots this Sunday, 1 p.m. at MetLife Stadium. That's all we have for you today on Practice Today, presented by SiriusXM. But Eric Allen will be back with Ethan Greenberg this Wednesday, so be sure to watch them on Practice Today, presented by SiriusXM. Not only do you have the Jets and Patriots to look forward to, but we have Thanksgiving this week, which we're all so very excited for.
Yeah, we're thankful, and I'm going to try not to eat as much Monday through Wednesday, and then Thursday maybe I'll have a couple meals,
Oh, we'll see how it goes. Well, thanks for tuning in, and have a great night.